Well, hello there, YouTube, and welcome to a 28-degree Thursday, January the 16th. You know, the fog is so thick it's actually falling like misty rain out here right now. I don't think there's any clouds up there. It's weird. It's literally falling like mist. But yeah, it's I think it's, what is it now? Oh, wow, it's made it up to 33. It was sure just crispy cold this morning. Chrissy's taking the kids to school, and the steps were absolutely iced over. And they were thawed out by the time I came down. But anyway, hopefully, that sounded like automatic fire back there. I think some people, hopefully they got licensed for that, but you hear that every once in a while. But anyway. Hopefully you have a wonderful day. It'll be nice and sunshiny. It's not going to be warm anywhere. Not here, not Vancouver. I think the highs are in the low 40s today. But I'm used to it. Like, I'm absolutely comfortable right now. Body just adjusts. All right, y'all come on along. Let's start off a new day. Well, that means it's about 15 minutes late to work.
Yep.
Got into although it's a good thing. When you come off I-5 and take 205 heading this way, there's a sweeping left-hand turn. And if you're in the fast lane going through that, it's just blind.
Yeah, the brush and stuff are coming out so far you can't see around the bend if cars are stopped.
Literally, Kelly and I just yesterday says, pray there's not a car stop there, because you're not going to see it until
you hit it.
No way of stopping.
Yeah.
Well, they're digging that whole thing out, but it was backed up all the way to the fairground. Yeah.
That's messed up.
That took a long time to get through that.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're safe. We made it.
Yep.
It'll be a nicer route through that turn on 205 tomorrow.
Yes, it will.
But anyway, let's go in there and bust her out, Mama.
All right.
All right. Have yourself a wonderful day.
You too.
All right. Love you. See you. Bye.
I love you, hub.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
So when I talked to you guys yesterday, and I had everything sitting exactly like it's sitting now. Haven't gotten any further, because towards the end of the day I got wrapped up with BMW and mainly Spyder customers. A couple of guys buying a couple of used BMWs Spyders we have up there, an F3T and a RT Limited, and anyway, it kept me busy. And then towards the end of the day, I had so many tools and stuff around. I had to clear everything up and get ready for the end of the day. So I'm starting off fresh with the motor sitting there ready to start getting things connected. Lots and lots of things connected. Let's see how I use that Dow Corning assembler case sealer, or whatever you want to call it. See how it's just barely sticking out. There's no bubbles anywhere. You just see where the sealant is there. If you see it bubbling on the outside, it's bubbling on the inside. And the fear is those things break free and plug something up. I watched, I don't know what country they were from, but I'm not sure. But anyway, they took one of these things apart. They were doing the starter clutch. I was actually curious because I was flipping through, and they were using one of those little red scissors, which is literally what I was trying to get. But Amazon just kept losing it. Kept saying, it's delay in shipping or whatever. I just gave up and ended up with this one, which I'm glad I did. Anyway, I watched some guys take one of these things out without the special tools, and obviously this thing had been apart. Even the cases were split, and where they pulled the transmission off the back, man, it was literally like somebody was gooping toothpaste on a toothbrush on those cases. I mean, I don't know how this. That's probably why he was putting a starter clutch in it. Something probably starved something for oil. But or actually I think it was a stator they were putting in, but when they were in there they found that the starter clutch was going bad too. Anyway, it's amazing how people don't know how to apply sealant, especially when it says right in the manual, a light coat. BRP has this thing, and I don't know how you would get the sealant to actually work with this. It'd be impossible. So it's a little handle that comes out, and then it forks, and it has a roller in it. So you're supposed to put the sealant somewhere, and you roll it in there and get the sealant on the roller. I don't know if it's rubber or some kind of foam or whatever. It'd have to be rubber because the foam just would be too soft. And then they go along and they rub it on the case edges. That's how BRP wants you to do it, or they show you doing it. But I don't know what sealant is that soft, that wet, that you could use a roller brush on it. Let's just think of the amount you would waste or not use, you know. But in all fairness, like this tube that I used on this, you know, probably I used 1/4 at the most of that tube. And you know, I wrap it up, I put it back in the box that it came in, and need to get like a Ziploc bag and throw it in there additionally, but it just goes bad. No matter what, you'd have to, like, you know, use one of them vacuum sealer things, put it in there. I think maybe might save it. But that's a lot of money to get one use out of it. The old tube I had, I don't remember what I used it on, but I remember when I was doing the K1600s, there was something we used it. Was that the K1600s? No, it seems like they had gaskets everywhere. Yeah, I think that was gaskets. I don't remember what it was, but anyway, I got a few of those done, and you know, before the tube would dry out. It lasts a while, but you'd be surprised how infrequently you're taking a motor apart unless you got like those K1600 recalls or whatever's going on. But yeah, every time you need that, $50. That's a hard hit. And man, that stuff works so good. It's very weird, you know, most of it's gray. I know you can't tell with the camera, but the stuff dries. It's kind of like a baby blue color. And man, it works so good. But you got to make sure, it's like with all of those, you need to make sure your gasket surface areas are dry. I just take some contact cleaner and just wet tip of a towel and wipe over everything, just make sure it's nice and dry, and move on from there. But anyway, I'm dreading. I don't even have the air client open yet to to go through all this. It's no big deal. You just get in the right frame of mind, commit to it, and just start diving in. I know there's a few things I need to clean before the motor gets lifted, like that connection up there, and make sure I go through and blow out all of anything with a clip on it. It's just got dirt in it. And they got these fancy things. Oh, that one didn't even come out like it's supposed to either. That's supposed to protrude out of there. That's one of the ones that slide out. What's the other side look like? But you can do it while it's out. Yeah, see, that's what it's supposed to look like that. See where it's protruding out? So when you slide it off, this goes and slides out. But that has to be, and then see, one like this has the same type of lock on it. But oh yeah, it does. It comes out. Usually that when they pop out, they're a light color. That one's not. But if you install this, you need to get that to pop out, because if you try to install that with it, you know, inverted like, or pushed in like that, it won't clip correctly. See how that one's sticking out? And that one's not. But yeah, make sure you do that before you put them together, because it will not connect right. Yeah, it's the back of it. You just push the back. You can see the color of it right there. You just push that in, it'll bulge out. But anyway, there's so much dirt and everything. I mean, these are great. You know, water and definitely dust resistant, and they're not waterproof. They're waterproof in normal use, But you fire up the old pressure washer, and all bets are off for everything on a motorcycle. Pressure washers, and I've watched so many people do this, and you just don't even know. The bad thing is a lot of people just go through bikes so quick that they never see the result of it. Someone else that gets to work on that thing, 5 owners down the road, have to deal with that. Premature wheel bearings. A pressure washer will push, and the very thing you're doing is soapy water. You'll push it right through, wheel seals, caliper seals, engine connectors all over the place, and you can be on some trip and you get some random electrical stuff going bad. Actually, I had one. What was that for? But it's this connector right here, and that clicks on it ends up clicking here on the engine, like an oil level sensor or something. So you go through the test, and the test fails. Pull it apart. It was all great. You could tell somebody. And it's in a perfect area. If you're blasting that thing, this is exposed. It's right over your boot. It's sitting right in this area here. It's actually sitting about where it goes. You blast that thing with a pressure washer, it goes right in that thing, and it just eats the brass pins that you put that soapy water in there. It just eats it alive. And things can leave you stranded. But the worst thing is damaging. Like the motocross bikes with the progressive linkage stuff, they push it in, they seize up them bearings inside there, get it in master cylinders, and it's just, don't use a pressure washer. Now, a pressure washer can be used, but you gotta have some common sense. And I will never even show you how I do it, because somebody will look at me doing it and go, oh, well, that works, and just don't have a drop of common sense. If you stand back and you make it so it's a low pressure fan effect, it works really good for rinsing and cleaning. But people go in with the nozzle, and man, you pull decals off, you can pull paint. If there's a rock chip somewhere and that pressure washer gets under that rock chip, it just all of a sudden explodes the paint all around it. And then that soapy water gets in there, and again, it just starts eroding. It's terrible. I tell everybody, don't ever use a pressure washer. Holy moly, I didn't realize that thing was upside down. That's just a little soft plug. Apparently that thing seals pretty good, because she ain't dripping no coolant anywhere. But if it bends a little too far, that's the overflow hose right there. There'll be wetness. I need to actually flip that thing around. I can just let it pour out of that, because it's gonna go down my neck or something when I least expect it. Anyway, let's get going. Tear into her, little beast. You gotta be probably really happy to get this thing back before I get going here. Show you that pan. I don't know if this thing will show the dents that show up in here. These things aren't very thick, so it's just a drip pan is all it is. But because those SW Motec skid pan brackets are sharp down there. I didn't move that thing around that much. You can see I moved it some, but that's probably pressure from when I was torquing things down. But I got that. I showed you this yesterday in the pile. I went up and cleaned that off. I'll probably use anti-seize on it. Whoever takes the engine guards off for whatever reason will hate me for it, but it won't rust again. Oh man, look at the garbage that's down in those holes. Yikes. So first thing, I was telling you about the plastic shielding that holds all the wires that comes and runs across and spits off to fuel injectors and all kinds of different things. And then it bolts there from over there, but the motor's got to get back and get to a level where I can put that on. Oddly enough, they want me doing that like first step, oddly enough. I'll give you a quick little sneak peek here. Literally, this is step 1 for you can see the previous step was the end of taking the motor out. It says remove the wiring harness, and this is step 1 because it goes in order. The mouse went dead. Come on. So that's previous, and then next, first step of installing engine is to clip all them wires into place. And then you're starting with the back, doing the slave cylinder, the shift angle sensor, and just kind of moving your way. Oddly enough, they have you in a previous step installing the oil level sensor. Well, I guess I was at that point, but I did that with the engine. I'm not going to do it while the engine's in, although it's very accessible. And there's the slave cylinder, and that goes in where that, and I put a tape, because there's a push rod back there, and when we're picking it up it'll slide out, so I just put tape over the back of it just so it don't fly out. And anyway, then I blew all the dirt that was in that. It's just rust from that bolt deteriorating. It doesn't have all the junk in it, but anyway, I just thought I'd throw that little tidbit in before I get going here. She's hanging in the chassis under her own weight with no assistance from a jack or anything. Man, getting that thing, because it's weird the way the frame, because the way it hangs, it yeah, getting everything to line up, it's not fun. But you can see I got it so aligned that middle bar, I cleaned that thing up, by the way. I haven't greased it or anything, but that middle bar is freely floating. So actually the only thing holding it in its place right now is those two down here, and then the front one right there, and it's just balancing between those two at the moment. Of course, when everything's all together and bolted down, it all works. And the pair lever's got its bolt going through it. That was fun to get that aligned. It's just because the front wheel is just floundering around up there. There's nothing, because the only thing holding the whole front wheel literally is the dangling from the shock and where it pivots at the upper triple clamp. Well, there she be. That was not fun. I'm too anal. I want all the connectors that I connect, I blow them out, make sure everything's clean going together, because all these couplers were undone. The dirt fall in the cup, or not the coupler, but the sensor itself, and then I blow the couplers out. I give them a little nice little nip of Honda silicone spray, make sure the seals don't go in dry. There she is. The pair lever goes through. I used anti-seize on there. It's going through bearings and stuff. You don't want that to get stuck. And that's going to the front. It's just dangling there. Goes to the front O2 sensor. Actually, it's not in the right spot, but we'll sort it all out. And yeah, somewhere along the line I lost my, where you at? Oh, there it is. That's for the Shift Assist Pro coupler there. Oh man, I done lost it. This rolls through side stand switch, and the sensors up front here. Got one there, and they're all over the place. Sensors on top of sensors. But it's nice to see it sitting in its chassis like it's supposed to be. Here I am with phone calls. I told you I get these things all day. Hold on. So they did actually sell the Champagne Spyder. So it looks like starting on Tuesday I'll be putting this thing together. They're giving me tomorrow and Monday to finish this thing up, just to, right, in my mind I think I'm going to have it done pretty quick considering the state that it's sitting in. But the reality is I get interruptions and, like you just seen, phone calls and everything else going on. So it's just the way it is. But yeah, glad to see that thing sitting there. It's quite a job to take a motor out of it. It's not the end of the world, but you know, it is a decent job. That's for real. Wires and stuff going every which way. Oh, that's that other sensor for this side. Stuff everywhere. So I was just going through air like I was showing you before, and although I don't have the parallel lever torque, it's showing me every torque but that. That's actually that's the parallel lever there, isn't it? Yeah. Does it give me the torque on that thing? It's probably something high, I would imagine. Leading link to the engine, 150. Wow. So 100 to 120 on these. Amazing. These are 55. I just got them all hand tight now. I just wasn't sure on that is not the parallel lever. They're talking about these up here. These are 100, and maybe it is the parallel lever that's 120. I don't know. I'll sort it out. But I need to torque all those things down. Crazy. He's got brand new tires on it. This thing's ready to roll when it's done. But it's fun. That weather, it has not, that's the way it's looked all day long. It looks dark. What are we? Oh, well, we're about 50 minutes from sunset. That's what the fog is so thick. It's like it's raining. But if you look, it's not raining. It's just that thick of fog. Crazy, huh? Everything's just damp. Damp and nasty out here. It'll make it an interesting ride home. Or drive. I always get that backwards. I say drive on the bikes and ride on the cars. Well, hello there, YouTube. Nice stuff. Well, it's really foggy in Vancouver. Kept getting nicer, nicer, nicer. Then we're going over the Toledo hill or the rest area hill, whatever we call it. And it got foggy again. And then we came down, stopped, got gas, and it's been stars ever since. It's actually quite nice out there.
It is. It's
very cold.
very
I think
cold.
it's 37 at the moment, wherever my phone's reading from. But it'd be interesting to see what it is here. It's always a little bit cooler. But yeah, 28 this morning, and it's supposed to be close to 20, I think, tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna get cold.
It's gonna be in the low 20s.
Yeah, highs in the low 40s. And gonna be cold.
It is.
But anyway, I think on that we're gonna conclude this Thursday.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, and you guys have a wonderful Friday or Saturday.
Heck yeah. All right.
And we'll see you in the morning.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye now.